Hello and welcome to BMA 258 Services Marketing. This week we'll be dealing with crafting the service environment, which is chapter 10 in our textbooks. So first of all, the learning objectives for this week are first of all to explain the 4 core purposes of a well-designed service environment. Second, to demonstrate an understanding of the key theories from environmental psychology. Number 3, demonstrate an understanding of the integrative landscape model. And number 4, understanding the service environment and its impact on customers and employees as well. And number 5, describe the roles of spatial layout and functionality. And last of all, we're going to learn about designing an effective service scape. So let's get right into it. So what is a service environment? Service environment is also called servicescapes, which is a combination of service and landscape smashing together, and you get the name servicescapes. Servicescapes refer to the style, appearance and functionality of the physical surroundings in a service, such as the design, the colour, light, air conditioning, functionality, smells, hearing, noise, all sorts of things, all coming together. And it's pretty much all the things that we can experience through our senses. The service environment represents one element of a service positioning, and it's the physical part of the extended marketing mix. So designing the service environment is both an art and a science. So we're going to be learning a lot about the science part of it, the research and theories and stuff like that. But it's also quite an art trying to blend those two together to get the feel that you're after. And the creativity part of it, of course. And it's often expensive to actually implement, which is why it's so important to understand how it works and to get it right at the design stage. Because once you start getting getting the builders in to redesign things and pull walls down and remodeling, it gets expensive. So we've got an example here for you to look at. HSBC has followed the lead of upmarket shopping malls and renovating its interior design, or what we'd call servicescape, to create a more engaging and professional customer experience. And they've spent a fair bit of time looking at how to make that work, and indeed nowadays a lot of firms spend a heap of time and money and effort trying to design these servicescapes to have the positive impact on customer behaviour. So let's look at the role of service environment. So the physical environment that customers experience plays a central role in shaping the service experience and enhancing, and in some cases undermining, like detracting from it, customer satisfaction, especially in high contact people processing services. Now there are 4 core purposes of the servicescapes, and we're going to look through each one of these 4 individually coming up, but I'm going to give an overview of them now. So the first one is servicescapes shape the customer's experience and their behaviours. Servicescapes also convey the planned image of the firm and support its positioning. Servicescapes are also part of the actual value proposition of the service which we deliver. And last of all, servicescapes facilitate the service encounter and enhance both service quality and productivity. So let's have a look at the first element of those, which is shaping customer experience and behaviour. So the environment, or the service environment and its accompanying atmosphere affect buyer behaviour in 3 important ways. First of all, the environment, the service environment, is a message creating medium. So using the symbols and cues to communicate the intended audience about the distinctive nature and quality of the service experience. So even the way that we design our servicescape, so by the way our retail stores look, or the way our hotels look, or the way our accounting practice looks, or all these different service environments, the way that they look, it actually sends messages about what we're at. And the messages that we're trying to communicate. So if we're trying to send a message that we are, like behind me here, we've got a diploma there, a Doctor of Philosophy thing there. So that is a message saying about the academic credentials of your lecturer, right? Also, which is an example, and often when you go to doctor's surgeries, they have the certificates on the wall. You go to a taxation place, they'll have their memberships on the wall, all those types of things. They create a message in themselves. So also the service environment is an attention creating medium. So to make the servicescape stand out from all those other competing establishments, and not just other competing firms, but also other things that compete for our attention, right? And to attract customers from our target segments. And the last of all of this element is an effect creating medium. So employing colours, textures, sound, scent, spatial design to enhance the desired service experience and to heighten the appetite for certain goods, services and experiences. Right, so that was the first one. Now let's have a look at the second one. So the second one is an image positioning and differentiation. So this sort of builds on the, I'm going to go back a slides here, the message creating medium. So it sort of emphasizes that a bit more. So services are often intangible and customers cannot assess the quality of the service very well before they actually experience it, right? So customers use the service environment as an important quality proxy, something that they use to judge the quality of a service, and then firms take great pains to signal quality and portray the desired image for which is going to their customers are attracted to. So servicescapes do not always shape customer perceptions and behaviours in ways that are intended. Sometimes customers can often make creative use of the physical spaces and objects for different purposes. So when we're going to be doing a servicescape activity in one of our workshops coming up, and what I want you to do, or what I want you to think about, or what's important in analysing businesses, service businesses, is how their servicescape relates back to their positioning. So what message is it saying, and does it relate back to how they're trying to position themselves in the marketplace? This is a really important function of the servicescape, and one that we spend a fair bit of time analysing. Right, now, servicescapes are also themselves part of the actual value proposition. So physical surroundings help to shape the appropriate moods. So whether you're feeling happy or sad, whether you're feeling excited or bored. So feelings of behaviour and reactions in customers as well as their employees. So we're in marketing, so we often think about customers, but because we're in services marketing, it's incredibly important that we think about employees, because they're actually the product that we're delivering, part of the value proposition themselves, right? Because the employees are the ones that actually do the service. Excuse me. A key part of the value proposition of a resort is the holiday environment, which makes sense, right? So if you go into a hotel, the swimming pool, which is part of the servicescape, is part of the benefit that you actually use, or you derive benefit from using that service. So the servicescape affects the customer experience. For example, at Huawei's cafes, a brand of coffee shops expanding throughout Thailand, use this organisation. They use servicescapes to achieve what the Merriam-Russell model would classify as relaxing and pleasant experience. And we've got an example here. If your business is about trying to be positioned as a relaxing place, then the whole service environment has to be crafted in a way that conveys that message and helps people to relax, right? So if you've got loud, house music going on, that's not going to help people relax. You want to have the gentle, whatever music goes on, the harp playing or something. Right, so number 4, this is the last functional role of this service environment. So facilitate the service encounter, so it's got a very functional part of it, and enhance productivity of our staff. So service environments are often designed to facilitate the service encounter and to increase productivity. Service environment can help reduce service failures and support a fast and smooth delivery process. So when we do design them, we will use our blueprinting then, and we've got on our blueprints, the very top line I think it is that there's a physical servicescape part of it, which physical elements are interacting with it, and that's to ensure that as our customers go through this service process, that everything's there to support that, the productivity and the smoothness of that service delivery process. For example, in a cosmetic surgery, it can be stressful, but a non-threatening servicescape can reduce patient anxiety, such as soothing music and all the things that will reduce our perception of risk in there as well. Trying to relax the customer, or in this case, the customers are called patients. All right, so that's it for this section. In part 2, we're going to be looking at the consumer psychology, some key models in that, or theories in that.